So we broke the all-time record. That's a pretty good record. Now the ice rink, whatever that is filling up. And now I hear it's full and there are thousands of people outside. Would anybody like to exchange places, right? You got the right one. Thank you very much. I have my brother Robert here and Anne Marie. We're on there. We're on there. Where is my brother? Where is that guy? And Anne Marie, and you know they have a restaurant, so I might as well do a little bit of this. Monty's, which is a great restaurant. Does anybody know Monty's? It's on 333, Route 343, right? So, you know what? You better get over there, okay? Now they'll go back and there'll be limos from Manhattan. Look at all that live television. Did I give them a great free ad, okay? Okay, there you go. All right. Well, I just want to thank everybody. We're having an amazing time. This has been incredible. And you know, a lot of things are going on. And we're dealing with democracy, we're dealing with a great country, but our country's in big, big, big trouble. And you know what, folks? We're not going to take it anymore. It's not going to happen. We're not taking it anymore. Today on Drudge, and Drudge, great guy, Matt Drudge, one of the great people. And at the top of Drudge, they have a story about China is very upset with Donald Trump. You all saw that. Because Donald Trump is saying that the trade practices that China participates in are not good and they're taking advantage. They are, folks, and boy did you have to see my response. You go home, you see my response. I say, in the history of the world, this is the single greatest theft I've ever seen. We've rebuilt China. We have a $500 billion trade deficit, and you know what? We're going to start reversing things very, very quickly, believe me. I have a feeling that China would like to see me not win. Do you agree with that? I have a feeling. And, you know, we just want fairness. I deal with China. I made a lot of money dealing with China. They're great. But the problem is, our leaders don't have a clue. They don't know what they're doing, whether it's China, Mexico, Japan, Vietnam, no matter where you go, our leaders have no clue. Our military is being decimated. We can't beat ISIS. Can you imagine what General George, look at this, take a look. General MacArthur, right? George Patton. We have these great generals. They're now spinning in their graves, folks. They're looking at this situation. We can't beat ISIS. It's going to be a much different story. We are going to create a military that's so strong, so powerful, nobody is ever going to mess with us again. Remember that. And you know, this is not the guy with a happy finger. This is a guy that said, don't go into Iraq. We went into Iraq, it was a disastrous decision. Then we got out, and we got out the wrong way. Once we were there, we should have left some, and we don't have to say the date that we're leaving. We will be leaving, Obama. We will be leaving on a certain date. The enemy pulls back, and boy, have they done a number ever since we left. So, it's very sad. You look at the Iran deal, a horror show, but the other deal we gave them, we just handed them Iraq. If you think of it, we hand them Iraq, the second largest oil reserves in the world. We gave it to Iran. Iran is doing very, very well because of the United States. I want to tell you, folks, I want to tell you. We're going to become the smart country. Look, as a country, it's so embarrassing to say, but we are going to become the smart country again. Now, on my way up, I don't want to depress the audience. I love the audience. You know what I did? I get here, and I said I'll shake 10, 15 hands. You know, I don't want to do too much. I got to speak in front of all my friends and half of the people I know in this room. I hope you love my club. You know, I have a club in Dutchess, right? Trump National. Great. Great club. And Doug is here, and Brian's here. They're all here. Great club. But I have many clubs up here. I have many things up here. But this is a great part of the world. But let me give you the bad news. I can't believe you people would let this happen. But you know, it wasn't you. You do know that. It's incompetent leaders, incompetent leadership. So, before I came up, I said, do me a favor. Give me a little stuff on Poughkeepsie and the area. And I want to read it. And I'm not going to read all of it because you'll all go home crying, okay? But we're going to bring it back. Don't worry. Here's the good news. The good news is we're going to bring jobs back from Mexico to all these places that have hurt this. According to the Federal Reserve, the number of manufacturing jobs in the Poughkeepsie region, good region, has declined by 58% since 1990. The three main reasons: NAFTA, which was voted on by Kasich. Okay, he voted in favor of NAFTA. Now Kasich is voting in favor. He wants TPP. He's pushing it. As a governor, he's pushing it, and I want to tell you, that's going to be worse than NAFTA. That's going to make NAFTA look like a baby. And him and Lion Ted Cruz, one of the great liars of all time, they're pushing Trans-Pacific Partnership. It's a total disaster. It will wipe out New York State. And you know, I've been to many places in New York State. Albany, we're going to be to Buffalo tomorrow night. It's going to be incredible. We're going to have 20,000 people. But I've been all over New York State. I was here before. I don't have to go around. You know, unlike everybody else, I live here, right? But, I mean, I have property in your region. It's not even that. But I'll tell you what. I've taken a look, and I watch, and I see. And these politicians don't have it. They're never going to bring us back. They're never, ever going to take us back. I'm self-funding my campaign. In other words, I'm not bought by the special interest and the lobbyists. I mean, you look at what's going on. Take a look at Senator Ted Cruz. Lion Ted. You know? He walks in, right, with the Bible held high. It's Lion Ted Cruz. He walks in, Bible held high, puts it down, goes over here, and he starts flying more than any human being I've ever seen in my life. You're not going to vote. And remember this, Lion Ted. And you know, they're always saying, would you endorse Trump? And he's going, well, like this, that, you know, like he's tortured. He doesn't have to. I don't care. I want the people. I just want the people. These guys, you know, it's so fun. Like, do you ever watch political campaigns? All my life I've watched them. I've always been fascinated. And they'll be fighting and saying horrible things about each other. It's vicious. Then one wins, one loses, and they go to make their speech. And the one that loses, I'd like to congratulate. He's going to be a great governor or senator or president. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, folks, you know? Number one, I don't think we're making any concession speeches, I'll be honest. And, you know, we're doing so well. We're leading by millions of votes. We're leading by hundreds of thousands. I think we're going to make it without having to, you know, rely on the bosses. You saw what happened in Colorado where people are picketing and going crazy. Well, in Colorado, and I said, don't waste my money. Here's the nice part. I'm self-funding, right? And maybe because we're busy. But I've spent less money just about than practically anybody, and I'm in #1 position by a lot. Don't you want that for your president? I spent less. You know, we went up to New Hampshire. We won New Hampshire. That was my first thing. I love New Hampshire. We won it. And I spent $2 million. And Jeb spent, I don't know, many, many times. And I came in first in a landslide, and let's not use names, but Jeb was, wow, did he go. And then I went to South Carolina, and all of the bosses came out, and they were all like, you know, pushing one guy because the one guy had a lot of contributors. I won in a landslide. I told him Nikki Haley was for him, everybody was for him. And you know what? Well, she's very weak on, I'll tell you what, she's very weak on borders, and she's very weak, on illegal immigration. And you know what, folks?